I'm going to test out the index that I built against the Oath in the Dark of Mirkwood scenario pack. That's a Marthiel, Bipper, and Legolas. Marthiel is leadership, 10 threat, a 1/3/3/3 Dunedain Ranger Warrior. While you are engaged with at least one enemy, Marthiel gains the tactics resource icon. While you are engaged with at least two enemies, add one additional resource to Marthiel's resource pool when you collect resources during the resource phase. And I have Lore Bipper, 7 threat. He's a 2/1/2/3 dwarf. Action. Pay 1 resource from a hero's resource pool to add 1 resource to Bipper's resource pool. Any player may trigger this ability. Limit once per round. Then we have Tactics Legolas. 9 threat, 1/3/1/4. Noble Sylvan Warrior. Ranged. After a Legolas participates in an attack that destroys an enemy, place 2 progress tokens on the current quest. The total threat is 26. Draw our opening hand. I want more allies. So I'm going to mulligan. Two good cards to mulligan for are the Wellinghall Reserver and the Durniggle Warrior. Sneak Attack, Long Defeat, Secret Vigil, Duran's Ruins, Cram, and Gondorian Shield. Well, that didn't do much better. (1A) Setup. Search the encounter deck for 1 copy of Eves of Mirkwood and Goblin Troop. Add Eves of Mirkwood to the staging area and set Goblin Troop aside out of play. Shuffle the encounter deck. So there's the Eves of Mirkwood. While it's the active location, encounter cards can't be canceled. And then the Goblin Troop set aside. (1B) After the raid, 9 quest points. Draw a card. There's an ally, Beachbone. We're going to put Cram onto Marthiel. We're going to play Duran's Ruins. Draw 2 cards. And then we're going to discard a Secret Vigil. We have 2 of them. Then we're going to put a long defeat onto after the raid. Now we're going to quest. We're going to quest for two. And there's two in the staging area. Obsidian arrows. When revealed, deal 2 damage to a character you control. And we're going to deal that to Legolas. And we added no threat, so we quested neutral. Now we're going to travel to the Eves of Mirkwood. Go to the next round. Another Duran's Ruins. We'll draw 2 cards. We're going to get rid of the long defeat. Now we're going to go to the quest phase. We're going to quest for 2. There's nothing in the staging area. We got the Spiders of Mirkwood. 2 threats, so we raise our threat by 1. And now we're going to engage the Spiders of Mirkwood. So it is plus 1 attack, because we have 1 exhausted character. We're going to block with a Martial. So now it gets plus 2 attack. And no shadow. So Martial takes 1 damage. Now we're going to attack back for 3 and deal 1 damage to the Spiders of Mirkwood. Go to the next round. Martial has the tactics resource icon because we're engaged with an enemy. Other hands upon the bow. We're going to put a Gondorian shield onto Martial. Now we're going to put in Beach Bone. Cost 3. Going to use 2 of Martial's resources and 1 of Legolas. Now we're going to put in a Honor Guard. Now we're going to go to the questing phase, and we're going to quest for 2. Spider Den. So we have to raise our threat by 2. Questing unsuccessfully. Now the spider, the Mirkwood's going to attack. We're going to block it with a Martial. So he's attacking for 5. No shadow. So Martial takes 1 damage. Now we're going to ready up with Cram and then attack the Mirkwood spiders with Legolas and a Martial for 6. And that destroys the Mirkwood spiders. And we put 2 progress onto the Eaves of Mirkwood exploring that. Now we go to the next round. Sneak attack. Go to the quest phase. We're going to quest for 4. There is 4 in the staging area. Another spider's lens, so that's 8. And I'm going to do this quest action where I search the encounter deck and discard pile for a spider enemy and put it into play, engage with me. And then discard Spider Den. I'm going to have the giant spider engage me. And exhaust the honor guard. So I quested for 4 and there's 4 in the staging area, so I quested neutral. And I'm going to travel to the spider den. I'm going to block with a Martial. No shadow, no damage. Attack with Legolas to deal 2 damage to the giant spider. Go to the next round. Draw a card. Secret Vigil. We're going to put a Secret Vigil onto the giant spider. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. We're going to quest for 4. And there is 0 in the staging area. Goblin Town Scavenger. Discard the top card of my deck until the end of the phase. The Goblin Town Scavenger gets plus X threat, where X is the cost of the discarded card. It's 0. So we quest successfully by 3. Puts 3 progress on the spider den. Now we gonna we're gonna engage the Goblin Town Scavengers. Deal out shadow cards. We're gonna block the giant spiders with a Martial. Attacking enemy gets plus 1 for each enemy. The goblin enemy engages you. So that's plus 1, so he's attacking for 4, but a Martial is 4 defense. So no damage. And we're going to take the Goblin Town Scavenger undefended. Attacking enemy makes additional attack. We're going to cancel the 1 damage with the Honor Guard. Take the next attack undefended. No shadow. To 1 damage, we'll put 1 damage on the Beach Bone. Now we're going to attack back with Legolas and destroy the giant spider. That puts 2 progress onto the main quest. So 1 goes on the active location, exploring that, and then 1 goes on to the main quest. And we reduce our threat by 2. Go to the next round. Sneak attack. Go to the questing phase. We're going to quest for 4. There's 0 in the staging area. Eves of Mirkwood. So we quest successfully by 2. Travel to the Eves of Mirkwood. We're going to block the Goblin Town Scavenger with a Martial. No shadow, no damage. Then we're going to attack with Legolas and destroy the Scavenger. 2 progress on the Eves of Mirkwood, exploring it. Go to the next round. A Durdingle Warrior. There we go. Going to put a Durdingle Warrior into play. Now we're going to go to the questing phase and quest for 4. No threat in the staging area. And Eyes in the Dark. Doom 1. When revealed, each player must choose either raise your threat by 1 for each questing character you control or discard a questing character. So we're going to raise our threat by 2. And no threat was added, so we get 4 progress onto the main quest. Now we go to the next round. Limbus. We're going to put a Limbus onto Martial. And now we're going to go to the questing phase and quest for 4. No threat in the staging area. Goblin Sniper. So that's 2. So we quested successfully. So now we go to the next round. Or the next stage. And we explore the long defeat. We're going to heal up 5 damage. Clears the board. Damage. And 2A, Mirkwood Forest, there's nothing. 2B, 12 threat. When revealed, each player searches the encounter deck and discard pile for a forest location and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. This stage cannot be defeated unless at least one copy of Goblin Trail is in the victory display. We're going to get a Goblin Trail. And it's 3 threat, 6 quest points, forest, travel. Reveal the top card of the encounter deck to travel here. When Goblin Trail leaves play as an explored location, play 6 progress on the current quest. So we're going to travel to the Goblin Trail. We have to reveal the top card. It's a forest gate. Now we're going to engage the Goblin Sniper, since we have no other enemies in the staging area. Block with a Martial. Deal 1 damage to an exhausted character you control. Cancel that with the Honor Guard. Then I'm going to attack with Legolas and destroy the Goblin Sniper and put 2 progress onto the Goblin Trail. And now we go to the next round. Welling Hall Preserver. I'm going to put him into play. Now we're going to go in quest phase. We're going to quest for 2, 3, 4, 5. And there is 2 in the staging area. Forest Gate. So we quested successfully by 1. So that puts 1 progress onto the active location. Go to the next round. Bjorn. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. We're going to quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there is 4 in the staging area. Driven by Shadow. Each enemy in each location currently in the staging area gets +1 threat until the end of the phase. If there are no cards in the staging area, Driven by Shadow gains Surge. So that adds 2 to the staging area, bringing it up to 6. So we quest successfully by 2, putting 2 progress on the active location. Now we go to the next round. Another Durndingle Warrior. Actually, we're gonna wait. Never mind, we'll put him into play. Cost 2. As soon as we engage an enemy, we'll have enough for Bjorn. And we can also sneak attack him in if we need to. We're going to quest again. We're going to quest for 8, and there's 4 in the staging area. The Spiders of Mirkwood, it adds 3. That brings it up to total of 7 in the staging area, so we quest successfully by 1. That clears the Goblin Trail, and that goes to the victory display, and we put 6 progress onto the main quest. We're going to travel to the Forest Gate, and has a response that after you travel to Forest Gate, the first player may draw 2 cards. So we'll draw 2 cards. That's nice. And now we're going to engage the Spiders of Mirkwood. And it's attacking for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We're going to block with the Honor Guard. No shadow, and Honor Guard is destroyed. Now we're going to attack back with Legolas and a Martial and destroy the Spiders of Mirkwood and put 2 progress onto the active location. Go to the next round. Another Honor Guard. We're going to put the Welling Hall Preserver into play. We'll put the Honor Guard into play. And we're going to put an Athelos into play on Martial. Now we're going to go to the questing phase. We're going to quest for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 6, 7, 8. And there's 2 in the staging area. That's a Goblin Sniper. So that added 2. So we quest successfully by 2. I'm going to play a Hands Upon the Bow. And exhaust Legolas and attack the Goblin Sniper and destroy it, putting 2 progress onto the main quest active location, exploring it. So now we quested successfully by 4, or by 6, and that explores the Mirkwood Forest, and we go to the next quest stage. 3A, when revealed, the first player adds the set-aside Goblin Troop to the staging area. Each other player searches the encounter deck and discard file for a Goblin enemy and adds it to the staging area. Shuffle the encounter deck. So we're adding the Goblin Troop. And now 3B, the Rear Guard. 6 quest points. This stage cannot be defeated while Goblin Troop is in play. When this stage is defeated, the heroes discover the trail of the Goblin's secret lair, and the players win the game. We're going to travel to the Mirkwood the Forest Gate, and we get to draw 2 cards. Now we're going to engage the Goblin Troop. And we're going to block with the Durndingle Warrior. and deal 1 damage to it to give it +3 defense. No shadow, no damage. Now we're going to play Sneak Attack Bjorn. And we're going to attack for 3 with the Martial, and then we're going to turn Bjorn into a giant bear, and he's going to attack for 8. So we're attacking for a total of 11. That destroys the Goblin Troop. And at the end of the phase, Bjorn goes back into my hand. And the reason why he doesn't get shuffled into the encounter deck, because I played Sneak Attack. Otherwise, he would have been shuffled into the encounter deck at the end of the round. But he went back into my hand with a Sneak Attack at the end of the phase. Now we go to the next round. Oh, we're into Valor. We're going to heal up the Durndingle Warrior. Got another Beach Bone. Going to put a Bow of the Gladrium onto Legolas. Going to put Narvi's Belt onto Biffer. Now we're going to go into the questing phase. We're going to quest for 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. And there is 0 in the staging area. Eyes in the Dark, Doom 1. Now I have to either raise my threat by 1 for each questing character, or discard a questing character. Well, I can just discard one of my Durndingle Warriors. So I go down to 12. And there's no threat in the staging area. So I quest successfully by 12. That puts 4 on the actual location. Exploring that, and leaves me with 8 onto the main quest. So that fulfills the quest, and there's a win. Might have taken 13 rounds, and you see how the Ents are sleepy. They get off to a slow start, but once they get roused, they can be unstoppable. Tricks that you can play in this deck. And the next game that I'll play, I'm going to add a few cards that you will make this deck go from good to great. Have a great day, and thanks for watching.